Will you turn the TV off, please?
Sure. People shopping are distracting you?
Yeah, actually.
I
look over and Tyra Banks is showing me something I might want.
We used to have a neighbor who would talk about the beautiful women on TV, and maybe you just look over and Tyra Banks says something that you want. Maybe. Friday. All right, so we're going to do this Florida man, Florida woman thing before we get started. So yesterday in the news, now, I don't even know if you have the headline in front of you.
I do.
Oh, okay. Daytona Beach. They hear something in someone's luggage, and they say this is going off at the airport. Now, obviously, in 2018, you have to be concerned when a luggage is left and you're hearing strange noises from coming inside said luggage.
Daytona Beach International Airport was evacuated after a Delta crew member found a suitcase with this noise coming out of it that caused them to alert authorities. They ended up sending out the bomb squad to check out this bag before they determined that the noise indeed came from an electric toothbrush.
Wrong. Well, I know that's what they say it was, but I'm telling you, every time this happens in the news, it's not an electric toothbrush. Oh, and by the way, if it is, man, you're reaching on those back molars right now. Let's get started. Welcome back to that podcast I like. Yes, the Friday edition.
Why don't Catholics eat meat on Fridays? I'll tell you why. Because the Pope owns Long John Silver's.
Right. We do have a new, addition today, a new variation on the show, a new spin we're taking today, doing it from Florida.
Not much grocer except meth labs and cold sores.
Well, that's true. I don't know about your neighborhood, but I know where we're at. Florida man, Florida woman. We got into this on Tuesday because, Stacey, you and I were debating the fact, who is crazier, Florida man or Florida woman? So here's how we're going to determine that. You have come up with 3 stories on Florida women.
I have.
I have come up with 3 stories on Florida men. Now, what we're going to do is kind of do a Mad Libs. We're going to leave a couple blanks, try and figure these out, and by the end, hopefully, out of 3 stories apiece, we'll be able to decide exactly who is crazier, Florida man or Florida woman. Are you ready?
I am.
Let's jump into it.
Let's find out. 1.
Ladies can go first. All right, you can start with your first Florida woman story.
I tried to make this one a little bit easy.
Okay.
So here we go. A drunk and blank Florida woman crashed her car into a blank.
All right, let me see here. A drunk and blank. Okay, so are we, I guess I need to know, are we talking like drunk and high, or are you describing her?
That's for you to
All right,
figure out.
well, that's the first thing I came to, is a drunk and high woman crashes her car into a trailer. That's got to be Florida, right?
Well, that is very Florida. That is not indeed the headline.
All right, what's the headline?
A drunk and pantless
Florida
woman crashed her car into a Waffle House. A 44-year-old Crestview woman attempted to flee after literally driving into the restaurant. She was trying to park, and she drove up over the curb, through the wall in the windows, and into the restaurant, where conveniently 2 sheriff's office deputies happened to be there, and they detained her and her pantless self and figured out that her blood alcohol level was a 0.295.
Wow, almost a 0.3. That is what, almost 4 times the limit? Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, what's more impressive, though, I don't know if you could do a scientific chart where exactly Florida and Waffle Houses overlap, but I'm sure that there is some sort of comparison there. All right, that's impressive. Now I'm going to give you my first one.
Okay.
Florida man arrested for blank thinks the cop driving him is blank.
Okay, this one's easy.
Okay.
And just because I've been watching the news. A Florida man charged with a lewd act thinks the cop driving him to jail is sexy.
Wrong. You would think that would be it, but no, this one is actually the guy got a DUI and thought the cop driving him to jail was indeed his Uber driver. 40-year-old Florida man arrested for drunk driving over the weekend while in the cop car, forgot he'd been arrested and thought the cop was his Uber driver. After crashing his car, cops asked Travis Howard how it happened. He couldn't remember. He refused the breathalyzer, failed several sobriety tests, and when they asked him for his license, he ended up handing them his hotel room key. Now, between those two stories, all right, yours once again, what was the headline?
The headline was, a drunk and pantless Florida woman crashed her car into a Waffle House.
All right, mine is also drunk, Florida man drunk, so those cancel each other out.
Okay.
We've got pantless driving into a Waffle House, and the guy thinking the cop is an Uber driver. I think I'm going to give the point to you actually on that, because pantless, Waffle House, and Florida woman adds up more points there.
Wow, I actually was going to give the point to you because he handed the cop his hotel room key, and that is classic.
That is. Now we move on. All right, you went first last time, so I'm going to go first this time. This headline, Florida man tries to steal blank on his way out of blank.
I'm going to go with cigarettes in jail.
Wrong.
Well, you are half wrong, okay? Actually, Florida man tried to steal car in jail parking lot on his way out of jail.
Wow.
Exactly. A man released from jail on auto theft charges in suburban Tampa attempted to steal another car in the jail's parking lot. How Florida can you be?
How far did he get?
Not very far. Problem was there was an off-duty deputy behind the wheel of the car. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office on Tuesday arrested the man from Newport Richey and led him right back into the building. According to the Tampa Bay Times, he had been arrested 2 days prior and was being released on a $5,000 bail. Police say he left the jail, walked around a vehicle parked outside, pulled on the passenger side door handle, and then the officer got out and identified herself as a deputy and escorted him right back inside the building.
Nice.
All right, give me yours.
A 61-year-old Florida woman was arrested for blank after trying to convince a man he was blank. 61-year-old woman.
All right, 61-year-old woman. She was arrested for blank, but she was trying to convince a man he was blank. Now, see, if this New Orleans, I would say there's some sort of voodoo thing involved here. I don't know. Does that... Well, no. Okay, Florida. Wait a minute. There's the Santeria. All right, so that's the type of thing. All right, we're going to go with this. 61-year-old Florida woman arrested for witchcraft? Trying to convince a man he's a chicken?
Can you be arrested for witchcraft?
Wrong.
I guess not. I don't know. All right, what is it?
A 61-year-old Florida woman was arrested for DUI after trying to convince a man that he was dreaming. So, okay, maybe you were kind of right in that. Deputies say that a Florida woman accused of causing an accident while under the influence of drugs tried to convince the man that she'd hit that the entire thing was a dream.
You know, we've seen this stuff. We're big fans now of live PD. This is how Florida I've become. Saturday nights, I'm not going out. I sit watching live PD, just waiting to see the sheriff go by where we're staying.
She said it was no accident. You are dreaming, the 61-year-old told the victim after she crashed her Mercedes head on into his vehicle on Thanksgiving.
I think maybe she was trying to do a little hoodoo voodoo or something on the guy, or maybe she was just a little whacked out herself.
I think she did a little bit on herself. The arrest report said that she had bloodshot eyes, was stumbling around, incoherent, and tried to hide from police behind bushes.
All right, well, maybe that was a very good Florida woman. All right, now we have to put that up for a vote. Once again, what is your headline?
A 61-year-old Florida woman was arrested for DUI after trying to convince a man he was dreaming.
All right, and mine is Florida man tries to steal car in jail lot on his way out of jail. All right, on those two, I got to give the points to me. Come on, now you don't get much more Florida than a guy being arrested for auto theft, then attempting to steal another car in the jail parking lot only to have a deputy in the car.
All right. I give it to you.
There you go.
I'm
All right.
going to give it to you. That definitely wins.
All right, last one. Here we go, finally.
Please.
Go ahead, you go this time.
A 37-year-old Florida woman pulled a knife on a man at blank over blank.
Well, now we're getting violent. I didn't know this thing was going to be involving weapons. All right, let's see here. She pulled a knife on a man at a bank for his wallet. That seems to make sense.
That seems to make sense, but that is not nearly Florida enough for this headline. A 37-year-old Florida woman pulled a knife on a man at Dollar General over loud farts. I hate even saying that word.
No, I do too. I absolutely am not. No, but please, I need a little explanation on how this goes down.
Shanita Wilson, 37, got into an argument Sunday evening after a male customer commented negatively about her passing gas while standing in line at the Dollar General in Dania Beach.
You shouldn't laugh. The guy had a knife pulled on.
The complaint affidavit says that this woman removed a small knife from her purse, opened it, and then told this 55-year-old man by the name of John Walker she was gonna gut him.
Wow. You should not laugh. That turned dark quick. Well, that should just teach you, though. I mean, obviously, we've all been in the situation where someone in public that happens, but now you just know. Keep it to yourself. Do not mention it. You just look straight ahead and pretend like nothing happened. Good Lord. All right, and I'll give you mine. This is not a current one, but I think this might be one of my favorite ones ever out of Florida.
Okay.
Florida man arrested for impersonating blank while purchasing blank.
Oh, my. I'm going to go. The Florida man was arrested for impersonating a priest while purchasing Mad Dog 2020, specifically Electric Melon.
Wow. That didn't get dark quick, but...
Wrong.
Yeah, that's where this show has been since the beginning. No, this one actually goes back to 2012. We'll start with what was being purchased. Lee Harvey Cohen, according to his Facebook page, also performs under the comical name Mr. Wookie. Keep that in mind. So, Mr. Wookie apparently realized he had a similar drum set to the drummer from Nickelback, Daniel Adair.
Okay.
That's when Mr. Wookie went online and started ordering $25,000 in musical equipment under the name of Daniel Adair. Not that he looks anything like the guy, just that his drums were similar to Daniel Adair's, so he thought that was enough to pass as said Daniel Adair. I don't know how you show your ID somewhere. It just has a picture of your drum kit.
I don't know.
I don't know. So that's our story. Now you gotta vote real quick. Running out of time here.
I thought I had the most Florida story of all time, but I don't know.
No, I'm gonna say yours. Definitely that round. You definitely get the point in that round. I'm gonna say you won that round.
All right.
We were split in the first round. I won the second round. You got the. We still don't know. We didn't. All right. Well, I tell you what. People can leave it in the comments. Listen to the episode. Be sure to subscribe. Join us back here again Tuesday, and we will talk to you then. Thanks for joining us. You know we love you.
In Florida, crazy things happening in Florida. In Florida, a resolution passed to split the state into 2 separate states. Yes. Man, now even Florida is trying to distance itself from Florida.
I love it, man. You're going to listen to so much bullshit in the morning.
Well, trust me, I'll give you your fair share, just the right amount.